Good morning and happy Friday, the 17th to everyone. There is definitely spring in the air. The weather is a lot warmer, no more snow. People are out. The city is buzzing. There is great momentum and opportunity and optimism in the market. What if I told you that booking just one extra appointment per day, could absolutely transform your business in the next 100 days? Today, we're going to be talking about the 100 in 100 challenge, and it's about setting 100 appointments in the next 100 days. I'm going to break this segment up into two parts, part one and part two. Part one, this Friday, we're going to cover the foundations and the top 5 power moves that you need to be implementing right now to set all of those appointments. Join me next Friday, where I share the next top 5 power moves, as well as everyone's favorite, objection handling in today's market to get appointments. Before we get started, just share in the chat right now, how many appointments are you setting on average per week? How many appointments are you intentionally setting on average per week? Whether it was last year in 2025 or into Q1 of 2026, just quickly drop in the chat, how many appointments do you intentionally target to hit or want to hit per week? Because we know that your income is in direct proportion to the number of appointments that you book and the number of people that you speak to. Happy Friday. Good morning, everyone. This is Stephen Kim. Welcome to another episode of No Agent Left Behind Masterclass. Real results, tactical mastery, and over the next 2 Fridays, we're going to break down how I set 100 appointments in 100 days and absolutely catapulted my income. Andrew Mercado says 4 intention. He's trying to set 4 appointments per week, and I love that. Jenny says, I'm trying to target 3 appointments per week. Amazing. Rocky says 2 to 3 appointments per week. And the sweet spot really is this. It's 3 to 5. The target should be every appointment or 1 appointment every single day. But let's be real. 3 to 5 appointments is really kind of that sweet spot per week with great intention. So today we're going to lay down the foundations. I'm going to share with you what that daily schedule will look like. I will share with you kind of hot, warms, cold leads boards, what that looks like, and my favorite, the top 5 power moves this Friday on how to book all of those appointments. Sedge Park says 4.5, and Sedge also says more than Andrew. Okay, the gauntlet has been laid down between Sedge and Andrew. Let's get right into it. 100 appointments in 100 days. This is something that I completed. This was back in 2022. Taken from, some Tom Ferry, some Sharon Srivatsa, and some of my favorite, Ryan Serhant. So let's get right into it. 100 appointments in 100 days. Part 1 foundation. Launch your 100 by 100 challenge. The system, the math, and the first 5 power moves. Because I want everyone to remember, it is about consistency, not intensity. It is about consistency, not comfort. Remember that. So 100 appointments, 100 days, one direction. Let's get right into it. So the 3 coaches that I'm going to build this entire framework around are some of my role models and mentors, Tom Ferry, Sharon Srivatsa, and Ryan Serhant. So Tom Ferry says, your income is in direct proportion to the number of appointments you go on. I'll say that again. Your income is in direct proportion to the number of appointments you go on. So if you've gone Q1 with 1 or 2 appointments, you probably don't have the income or hit your income goal. Sharon says, extreme simplicity in execution, 1 metric, 1 number every day. And that 1 metric, 1 number every single day is the appointment. Ryan Serhant says, you are your own brand and your brand is always selling. And my question to you is, how many people do you get in front of on a daily basis, letting them know that you are the greatest real estate agent? The math. And I want you to really pay attention to the math. This math is fundamentally important. I learned very early on in real estate, I wanted to do what others weren't doing, right? So as people were going to the office, talking around the water cooler and like kind of shooting the breeze and whatever, what I'd realized is they're not actually talking to people and they're not going on appointments. Now, the agents that were talking to a lot of people and were going to appointments, one of the things that I realized that they weren't doing, or maybe they weren't paying attention to, was the math behind it. I run a highly predictable business. So if this is the output, I know what the input is required. If this is the input, I know what the output is. So this is the math that changes everything. So these are the daily activities, the 5 daily activities: contacts made, conversations, appointment sets, conversion to contract, and your average commission. You have a daily target, a weekly target, and what is the result? So number one is contacts made. So my daily target is 30 to 50 contacts per day. Weekly, that looks like 210 to 350. If I did that every single week over the next 100 days, what is that going to equate to? I'm going to promise you this. In the next 100 days, if you could do this, you will have a pipeline larger than you've ever had in your entire real estate career. I want you to prove me wrong on that. So some of you are going to be like, that's crazy. I've never made 30 to 50 contacts in a week. You want me to do it in a day? Yes, I do, because it's easy to do it. And you're going to say, well, where could I go for contacts, right? Where would you go for contacts? One day I might sit at a Starbucks or a Tim Hortons and just have conversations with random people. Hey, do you have any questions about real estate? My name's Steve Kim. I'm an agent with Real Broker. I service this local market. Do you know about the incredible opportunities? Do that one day, and I promise you, sitting at a Tim Hortons or a Dunkin' Donuts for my friends in the US or Starbucks, wherever, and I promise you can have 30 to 50 contacts. On a weekly basis, what would that look like? So maybe I sit my butt in a coffee shop one day. One day I go door knock 100 doors. Yes, I said 100, which is probably going to take you about 4 hours to do meaningfully, right? And then call the 30 to 50 people. Reach out to the 30 people in your database, in your sphere, the 30 to 50 people that are sitting there in your cold, unclaimed leads pond, the thousands that you have right there, right? You will quickly get to 200 to 300 in a week if you just consistently do those things. Remember, it is around consistency, not intensity. Now, meaningful conversations are this. So if I'm making 30 to 50 contacts, that doesn't mean I'm having 30 to 50 conversations. The target is this. I want 10 to 12 to 15 meaningful conversations a day. So you might say, wow, Steve, I only reached out to 20 people and I got my 10 meaningful conversations. Fantastic. Don't stop, because we want to work on a daily and a weekly target. And the weekly target for meaningful conversations is between 70 to 100. And what does that mean? If I'm having 70 to 100 meaningful conversations, I am really, really fostering a deep relationship with that client and lead. The appointment set is this. The target is one appointment a day. And one of my early mentors, way back when, had simply told me, Steve, you haven't worked a day in real estate unless you booked an appointment per day. Still to this day, 15 and a half years into this business, I still keep that as my benchmark. I haven't worked a day in real estate if I haven't solved someone's problem and if I haven't booked an appointment. Fundamentally, that's it. That's the simplicity that Sharon is talking about. Your target, your goal should be to reach out to people to solve one problem for each person you speak to and try to book one appointment. Now, what is this going to get you? This is going to get you 100 appointments. If you do the math there, one appointment per day, 7 per week gets you 100 appointments in the next 100 days. And my question to you is this, just drop in the chat. If you were to book 100 appointments in the next 100 days, 100 appointments in the next 100 days, share with me roughly, what do you think your added GCI income would look like? If you were to book an extra 100 appointments or do 100 appointments in the next 100 days, what do you think? Give me a guesstimate, a really solid guesstimate on what you think your income will look like after these 100 days. Are we talking like an extra 10,000? Are we talking an extra 25, 35, 40, 50,000? Are we talking an extra 100,000? What about this? What about if you were to add an extra $250,000 in the next 100 days? Some of you are watching and listening to this and you're going to say, I have never made even close to $250,000 in a year. Are you serious that there's a possibility of making this kind of money in the next 100 days? Absolutely. Because here's the math. So if I book 100 appointments and my conversion rate on those appointments is I'm converting 20 to 30% of those people, and I'm using a low conversion rate, you're closing 20 to 30 extra deals. And I used a lower commission. This is obviously not in relation to Toronto GTA where our commissions are 20 plus, 40 plus $1,000. I use $8,000 as a benchmark. If I closed 20 deals in the next 100 days at $8,000, that's an extra 160,000. If I did 30 deals, that's 240,000. If you take this commission of $8,000 and you bump it up to 10, 12, why not even 20? We're talking 400 to 600 extra $1,000 in the next 100 days. And what does that mean? The average price point of a property in Toronto is around $1 million. Let's say it's 800,000. At $800,000 at 2.5 commission, that's $20,000. So you're telling me over the next 100 days, you can't find incredible deals between $6, $7, $8, $900,000 for 20 to 30 people who are really interested in doing something in real estate? The math is simple. 30 to 50 people per day, 210 to 350 per week, 10 to 15 conversations per day, 70 to 100 per week. The target is 1 appointment per day, 7 minimum per week. That gets you to 100 appointments. The conversion at 20 to 30% gets me 20 to 30 deals. At $8,000 commission is 160 to an extra $240,000 in the next 100 days. That is bananas. So I've broken the next 100 days into 3 phases: phase 1, 2, and 3. Phase 1 is the ignition phase, the build the machine, build the momentum, set up the CRM, segment your database into your AAA clients, your hot, warm, cold, non-existent leads, script conversions, record your value prop video so that when leads reach out to you, you're not just calling, texting, emailing them, you're sending them a direct bomb loom video that you can track and measure when the lead opens up. And it's entirely based around your value proposition. Outbound starts today. Your day one does not start Monday. I repeat, your day one will not start this coming Monday. It starts April the 17th. It is all around execution, the simplicity in the execution. Phase 2 is this: the momentum, expand the pipeline. Expanding the pipeline is open houses every single weekend. Yes, I said that, every single weekend. We did an open house at 23 Beaumaris. This is a few weeks ago. We had over 100 people come through. People are dying to get out and house shop in warmer weather, in nicer weather, because we've had one heck of a winter. Door knock your farm, expireds, FSBOs, and weekly video content. The last phase, phase 3, days 67 to 100, this is the domination phase. This is the convert and close. 80% of appointments come from follow-up. I'll say that again. 80% of appointments come from follow-up. And we know this. Tom Ferry says this all day, every day. Ryan Surratt says this all day, every day. Your fortune is made in your follow-up, not your money. I'll repeat, not your money. Your fortune is made in the follow-up. The 5-day follow-up sequence with every single lead, client events, giving social proof. So we can go 33 appointments in phase 1, 34 appointments in phase 2, 33 appointments in phase 3. Build the machine, expand the pipeline, convert, and close. Rocky Das says this: if he was to commit the next 100 appointments in the next 100 days, he says roughly $350,000 if you were to commit to this system. I love that. I love that number, Rocky. Now, you run, I'm going to say, by the seat of your pants. A majority of the agents watching right now, listening right now, you run your business by the seat of your pants. And what do I mean by that? And I'm not, again, this is not to make anyone feel bad, but I'm going to call a spade a spade. There are no systems. There is no schedule, and there is no routine. No commitments, no schedule, no routine. Any business that is not committed to a process, doesn't have scheduled things that need to get done, and doesn't follow a strict routine is probably a business that is not profitable or predictable. Here is a non-negotiable OS, my operating system. So I wake up at 4:45 every single morning. So this is a snapshot of how Stephen Kim runs his life and his business. At 5 a.m., 4:45, mindset, 15 minutes. Plan the next 30 contacts, set up your daily intention. No phone. I don't look at my phone until 7:30 in the morning. So I'll wake up, pray, meditate, work out, get my business organized for the upcoming day. 7:30, get the kids up, get breakfast ready, off to school, and then I attack the phones. I attack the phones from anywhere around 8:30 till like 10:30. This is, for me, 2 hours. In the beginning, I was doing this for 4 hours. So from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., sacred 3-hour window. This is the 30 to 50 contacts, 10 plus conversations. This does not move. And in my business, I call this a red flag activity. We have green flag, yellow flag, and red flag activities. Red flags are the non-negotiables. Our team huddles, our team meetings, our script practice, those are non-negotiables. Those are red flag activities. We never move those. Prospecting, lead generation is a red flag activity. We never move that. A green flag activity could be market updates. A yellow flag activity might be a door knock that I could maybe move until the next day, maybe the next week if the weather's really, really bad, or if we haven't got a lot of reciprocation, a lot of response from a door knocking flyer. 11 a.m., this is the follow-up block. And like I told you, your fortune is made in your follow-up. Work your warm pipeline. You have so many leads right now that you haven't spoken to that are dying to know what's happening in the market. So instead of just calling, emailing, text them, why don't you send them a quick video text through platforms like BombBomb or Loom, where you can track and measure how many times they've seen it, how many times or when they've opened it, which is those are really, really key metrics to know that, hey, if I've sent out a market update around the Toronto condo market, specifically, let's say in C1 district, the waterfront area, and I've seen 11 of my leads watch this video more than 3 times, there is great intention there that they're curious about it. They want to make a move. So who do you think I'm going to call that day? Right? So everything is about tracking and measuring. Do you have a market update email? Now, don't send your database and Sphere once a week market update emails. That makes me want to throw up in my mouth. At least once a month, send them a market update email, and with you, and this is important, with you explaining 2 to 3 really important key numbers in the market update email. Don't just grab whatever you can offline and throw it up on your socials and expect that the public understands what they should be reading. They don't. They don't, which is why they bypass it. So the next time, green screen it, put yourself on the corner, and just talk about 2 to 3 really important numbers. So for all my Toronto GTA realtors right now, I'm just going to sidebar. If you're kind of in the Toronto GTA region, we are increasing the number of sales and decreasing the number of new listings coming to the market. I'll say it again. We've increased the number of sales activity from February to March, but we've decreased the number of new listings coming to the market February to March. What does that mean? That means less supply. And with less supply, what does that mean? Pricing. There is upward pressure on pricing. So the next 60, 90 days, something that I'm going to pay attention to and something that I want you to know as a buyer or seller, that this is what's happening in the market. At 1 p.m., this is when I go on appointments. So you'll notice my morning is pretty solid. My morning routine, that our first investment is always going to be in me. The greatest investment is always the investment in you. And that's my morning routine, the sacred morning routine. Then I hit the phones, email, text, videos hard for the next 3 hours. I take a lunch break, catch up on some emails, and then at 1 p.m., that's when I go on appointments. My afternoon is when I go on appointments. And at 5 p.m. before dinner time, right, I take a look at all of the admin items, the follow-up emails from the team, from my admin, my ops, everything from other clients. This is also where I update my CRM, right? This is also where I might want to film some content if I'm doing a batch film content, right? At 7 p.m., once dinner is done, I log my numbers. I take a look and I reflect on the day. Did I book the one appointment? Plan tomorrow's contacts tonight. People always say to win the day, you got to win the morning. No, I think that's wrong. I think to win the next day, you got to win the night before. I'll say it again. To win the next day, you got to win the night before. You got to reflect. You got to reflect on what went well today and what you needed to pivot or edit today. What went well today and what you needed to edit or pivot for today, so that you don't make the same mistake tomorrow. If you don't spend time in your business reflecting on the things you're doing incredibly well at, and maybe the things where you need a little bit more support on, your business dies, right? It's not even stagnant. It'll die if you're not adapting to the times. I'll say one other thing too. Every single evening, right? And I know that I shouldn't be doing this, but I do it anyways. For the last 30 minutes, like I used to read at last 30 minutes of every night. That was my nighttime routine. I would read, help me fall asleep. What I'm doing now is I'm literally just doing a deep dive every 30 minutes before I go to bed into Claude. And I'm like dumping, I'm throwing up into Claude to seeing what it can pull out, right? And the reason I do that is because we always have to be learning. If you're always learning, you're always growing in the business. And if you're always growing, your income grows in proportion to how well you're learning or how open you are to learning. You take a look at any of the top earners, top performers in any industry, they're always learning and they always they have an insatiable desire to learn. So 30 minutes before I go to bed, I'm literally just dumping into Claude, seeing what Claude can do, right? Just kind of fooling around a little bit. So here is my non-negotiable daily operating system broken up into 6 blocks, which is important. Here are the next power moves. And power moves is how we go about setting appointments. There are 10 power moves that I used a number of years ago to book the 100 appointments in 100 days. I'm going to share all 10 with you. The first 5 this Friday, the next 5 next Friday, next 5 next Friday. The first 5 prospecting strategies to launch this challenge. Number 1 is the SOI Blitz. Call your entire database in the first 10 days of this challenge. I'll say it again. The SOI Blitz is call your entire database in the first 10 days of this challenge. And you might say, Steve, I've never spoken to my entire database. Well, you know what? It's about freaking time you do something different, right? Let's stop complaining. Let's stop whining about what the market is doing or what it's not doing and what clients are doing, what clients are not doing. The top performers, the top agents are in complete control of their business. You will never once ever hear me say that I'm complaining about this client or I'm complaining about the market. I have a number of my team members on here and they'll attest to it. I never complain about the market. I'm about solving problems and looking at opportunities. I'll say it again. I'm looking at solving problems and looking for opportunities. And the only way to do that is you got to talk to people. So the next 10 days, call every single person in your database. And if you say, Steve, I have 3,000 people in my database, okay, that's 300 people per day. That's 10 to 12 hours that you're on the phones. Okay, there is no problem. You want an extra 3, 4, 5, 600,000 of income? Then you got to do this. It's in the execution, like Sharon Srivatsa talked about. Now, the target is 10 appointments. How to execute. Number one, frame every call as a market update, not a sales pitch. Lead with value. Hey, Angie, not sure if you've seen, but we've actually have seen the price of a condo in core Toronto drop a little bit in the 416 from February to March. But you know what's crazy? In February to March, it actually went up in the 905 in the York region districts. Gotta ask, do you anyone you know looking to dip their toe into purchasing in the condo market? Or what about this? If you're working with tenants, literally break down their monthly carrying costs. The reason why most tenants won't make that move from renting to buying is because no one's actually walked them through what it looks like rental versus to purchase. Now, yes, purchase is going to be more expensive, but look at the equity that they're building up. And you could argue with me, be like, you know what, real estate is not the only thing that's going to drive wealth and whatnot. Real estate is the number one driver of wealth. You take a look at the richest people in the world, they have a stake in real estate in all of their asset portfolios. So you can't say, well, by me renting, I'm going to one day get really rich. Maybe, but I just know that real estate is one of the quickest vehicles to get there, right? Number two, what about this? Every conversation ends with either a referral ask or an appointment request, no exceptions. We talked about this on a few other YouTube videos, and I want you to go back and I want you to watch out how I go about asking for referrals at every single point. There are multiple points in the real estate journey for a buyer and a seller and a tenant and an investor where I will ask for a referral. I always ask for the referral. If you're not asking for a referral, then you will have a really tough repeat business. Referral repeat business. There's no exception to this. Number three, it says use your CM to log notes, timelines, motivation levels, next touch points. So this is the SOI. So as I'm talking to my SOI, I have my lofty CRM, I'm logging notes, and I always set up a reminder. So once I move on to the next lead, the only way I move on to the next lead is I've set myself a reminder to follow up with the current lead. So whether it's the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and what is that touch point going to be? Because like I told you before, is what is the problem you're solving? So every single person that I speak to, I simply ask them, what question do you have about the current real estate market? And guess what? They all give me a question. Now that's my next entry into the next follow-up. Now I have a reason to follow up with them. And like I told you before, your fortune's made in the follow-up. Aim for 10 real conversations per day. Quality beats speed every time. Now, this is number one of the 10 power moves, the SOI Blitz. 10 appointments here. Call every single person in your database the next 100 days. The next power move, we crush open houses. We absolutely crush open houses. If you're like, you know what, I do open houses, but I need a little bit more of a finesse. I need some refining. Reach out to us. You can shadow us at our open houses. We have a number of open houses coming down the pipeline. Come shadow, seeing how we do things different. Now, the open house funnel, 2 open houses every weekend without fail the next 100 days. I'm not saying the next year, relax, but can you give me 3 months? Yes, you can all give me 3 months because that's what this is going to be. A little over 3 months, an open house, 2 open houses every single weekend. Number one, pre-promote on social media 72 hours ahead, as well as pre-promote the open house to 100 neighbors. Go 100 to your 100 to your left, 100 to your right, 100 ahead, and 100 behind. Yeah, that's 400 homes, but we're talking about an extra 3, 4, 5, 600,000 of income. It requires a little bit of work. Create urgency with, hey, we have limited spots available for our VIP preview at this open house. Oh, that's amazing. People love exclusivity. So Mr. and Mrs. Neighbor, we just want to share with you that we have a few open spots, limited spots for our VIP preview open house experience at 123 Mallory Street. Wow, that is awesome. Do the same thing on social media, right? DM me with your contact info so we can get you on the list. Who doesn't love a list? Everyone wants to be on a list. And this reminds me of my old club days, right? People trying to like bypass the lines. Hey, I'm on the list. I'm on this list. Everyone wants to get on the list. Why don't we use that same type of momentum and hack in real estate? Number two, set up a sign in with a real value offer. So you sign in and you will automatically within the next 24 hours get a current market update for this area. Why not? Why not do that? Or a home equity report or a home health check. What about number three? Ask every visitor, are you currently working with an agent? Then listen, right? Now, you may not want to be this forward with them, but you may want to say, hey, have you seen anything that you've liked that you've written an offer on? I'll say it again. Instead of asking, are you currently working with an agent? You might want to use this instead. Have you seen anything that you've liked that you've written an offer on? Because 9 times out of 10, if they've seen something that they liked and they've written an offer, they're most likely have done that with an agent. What I know though is most agents don't have a BRA signed. And this is where our hack comes in, right? And can I share with you, can I ask, do you currently have a buyer representation agreement signed with that agent? No. Okay. Let me ask you this. What's their current value proposition? Why did you choose this buyer's agent to represent you in one of the most important financial decisions that you're going to make? Hey, would you be open-minded to have a second opinion on how we actually show our buyers our unique buying system to get them their home under their price and their conditions and according to their timeline 100% of the time? And guess what people say? Yeah, I'd be open to that. Number four is this: follow up within 24 hours with a personalized 30-second video text. Every one of my team members know this. I go in and I look at BombBomb Saturday night and Sunday night to make sure all BombBombs were sent out, because this is really important. If I'm a consumer and I go to an open house on a Saturday, right? And don't forget, this is a weekend. So I'm busy during the week. I have a finite limited amount of time over the weekend, and I'm going to spend time driving around to open houses, right? Which means that there must be good intention that I'm looking at something to do with real estate. Now, if I go visit 4 to 5 different open houses, I can promise you this: none of those agents are going to send that lead a personalized video message. Hey, Rocky, just want to say thank you so much for coming by 123 Mallory Street. It was super awesome to meet you and your growing family. Let me know if you'd like to actually come back for a private showing of the property with so many guests around as well. Would you be open to seeing some properties or receiving some properties that currently aren't on the market that I know are either on the market or coming to the market? Send that as a video BombBomb, video Loom message, and now you can track and measure that. And I can tell you the response rate is astronomically higher than trying to chase the lead through a phone call, text, or email without a video. And that's got to be done within 24 hours, because if they come to my openness on a Saturday, I know they're going to another 2 on Saturday and another 2 on Sunday. And I'm the agent that's going to be stand leaps and shoulders over the other agents, because I'm the only one that sent a personal video message. Remember, simplicity, right? And we got to follow up within 24 hours. Power move number 3, the expired and FSBO attack. And for those that don't know what a FSBO is, that's a for sale by owner. Call every expired and FSBO before 9 a.m. every morning. Call every expired and FSBO before 9 a.m. every single morning. And the target here is 15 to 20 appointments. If you're an agent in the Toronto GTA area, you know there are a ton of expireds. It's something like, the last statistic I had read is something like 30% of listings last year expired. 30%. So these are people, homeowners, that put their hand up saying, yes, I want my home to sell. I need some help and some guidance. And it didn't sell. And we can actually curate our lists based on expired listings. We got to get in front of them. Number 1, pull fresh expireds from the MLS every day before your first call. They're the hottest on day 1. Expired is the hottest, has the highest motivation on day 1 of their expired listing agreement. And you might say, well, they might be the most pissed. No. You show them something different. You show them your process, and they will list with you. Use the 5-question script, right? Why did it expire? What's your timeline? Have you interviewed other agents? Where are you planning on making the move? What's the single greatest quality you're looking for an agent? Those are the 5 power questions we should be asking all expireds. Number 3, most agents quit after 1 to 2 touches, and we know that it takes anywhere from 11 to 13 touch points for them just to pick up the phone. So call back on day 1, 3, 5, 8, 14, 15, 17, 21. Keep going until they respond back to you. Number 4, these sellers have already raised their hand. Don't forget, they need an agent. Just make sure that it's you. Power move number 4, the neighborhood blitz. Pick one neighborhood, become the undisputed expert, the knowledge broker in that neighborhood. And I say this, you want to be really, really good as a geo farmer, then you got to become the Google for that geo farmer. Actually, let's be more let's be more like relevant in this market. Be the Chat GBT and the Claude and the Grok for that neighborhood. Right? So the neighborhood blitz is this: choose a farm of 200 to 400 homes, commit to it for the full 100 days, no switching. And you got to remember, you can't just blindly choose a geo farm. You're looking for a geo farm with a target turnover rate of a minimum 6%. So if there's 100 homes in this geo farm, let's use 200. There are 200 homes in this geo farm. I'm looking for at least 12 to have sold in the last year. Now, we didn't have as many sales last year. I might bring it down to about 5%. But 5% is my minimum benchmark. The higher the turnover rate from 5% means the more listings that happen in the geo farm. Commit to 200 to 400 homes, 6% turnover rate, commit to it for the full 100 days, no switching. Now, number 2, door knock 50 homes every Saturday morning. Bring a printed neighborhood market report every Saturday morning because people are home Saturday mornings. Another time that I found is really, really good are Friday evenings after dinner time. Right? When people are, they're excited for the weekend. They're not thinking about work and they're a lot less stressed. Your opener is simple. I just sold nearby and wanted to share with you what the market is doing. You got 3 minutes? You got 1 minute, right? And you may push back and say, well, Steve, if I didn't sell anything nearby, what am I doing there? Hey, I just want to share with you, your neighbor sold a couple of days ago. Can I share what the market is doing? You got a minute? Doesn't have to be your listing, but you have insight. Talk to the listing agent and find out what activity was like during the selling process. Number 4 is this: after 3 visits to the same home, they will remember your name without prompting. I promise you that. It's typically the 3rd to 4th visit. They now know you. Oh, hey, Steve, how's it going? Yeah, amazing. And now you're not just giving them the same market update. You're now telling them, hey, just want to let you know, 1, 2, 3 of these new homes came onto the market. This one sold. This one expired. Spoke to the agent that sold. Spoke to the agent that expired. These were the main pain points of the current buyers in this situation. While I have you here as well, not sure if you're interested, but we're hosting a first-time, downsizing, first-time upsizing, first-time investing seminar. Can I invite you, right? We have a VIP list, only 20 spots. I'd love to get you on that list. Same process again. Power move number 5, the 33 touch point sphere of influence campaign. Every contact gets 33 meaningful touches per year. Everything has to be embedded into the CRM. Number 1, compress the cadence during your 100 days. Calls, text, video message, handwritten notes. What does that mean? Get it tighter. Don't wait every 30 days to do this. Do it like once every week. Yes, I said that. Everyone in your sphere is going to hear from you once a week for the next 100 days. For the next 12, 13 weeks, they're going to hear from you 12 to 13 times, whether it's an email, text, video message, whatever, handwritten note. Automate these easy touches in your CRM. Monthly market reports, birthday texts, home anniversaries, holiday message, Mother's Day's coming up, Father's Day's coming up. What a great opportunity to send a nice, warm, thoughtful Mother's Day message, Father's Day message to all the moms and dads. Number 3, do the personal touches manually. Do the pop-by visits, handwritten notes, check-in calls. One of the greatest pop-by visits, that I've ever done is I went to a local flower shop and I bought 450 tulips. And what I had them do is I literally had them individually wrap every tulip in just like a paper wrapper, brown paper wrapper. I put it in a bunch of jugs in my car, and over the course of 3 days with my daughter, we went to 450 doors. And this was right after COVID. I literally knocked on the door with a little note and I put a tulip on their front step. Out of the 450 people that I dropped this off to, 450 messages came through, really heartfelt messages. I was completely blown away at what a single tulip would do to someone during that time. Just that small, kind gesture, the immense outpouring of gratitude literally brought me to tears. It doesn't take a lot to be memorable. I'll say it also in this sense. It doesn't take a lot to be forgettable. So the next 100 days, I'm going to push you. Do 2 pop buys, right? The tulips, I think, cost me like 80 cents, like super, super cheap. So Not even 2. Let's do 1 Popeye in the next 100 days. And it could even be a handwritten note, right? What about just a gratitude note, right? What a nice little handwritten note on a Post-it note and slap it on their door. Oh, that gave me goosebumps. And for everyone on my team, I do this. I rub my face when I'm onto something awesome. What about a handwritten Post-it note and just literally slap it on the front door, or a check-in call, right? Number 4, goal, be the first person they think of the moment someone mentions real estate. And this is the top of mind strategy, the 33 Touch SOI campaign. These are the first 5 power moves. The next 5 power moves are equally as strong. I'm going to share with you with them next Friday. So the sphere of influence call opener might just sound like this. Hey, hey, Sedge, it's Steve Kim. Do you got a minute for me? Everyone's got a minute for you. And they're like, yeah, sure. What is it? And then lead in with your value prop. Lead temperature system. So we break up our leads in hot, warm, cool, and cold. A hot lead, they're doing something in the next 0 to 30 days. Your booking appointment this week, every day without contact is money lost with a hot lead. Warm leads are 31 to 90 days. The touch point is every 3 to 5 days. Nurture to appointment, they're real. Stay consistent. Don't disappear on them. The cool leads are doing something in the next 3 to 12 months. Those are weekly updates. Stay top of mind. Your future pipeline, automate so that you never drop them. And then your cold leads, it's just a monthly, right? A monthly email, a monthly check-in with them. Your week at a glance looks something like this. Monday through Sunday. Monday, review the CRM, call all hot leads, pull new expireds and FSBOs, set your weekly appointment setting goal at 7. Tuesdays to Thursdays, 3-hour prospecting blocks, 50 contacts, 1 video text, 1 social post, log your numbers daily. On Friday, review your weekly numbers, send the market email to your database, batch film those 3 videos, and maybe do 3 to 5 of those handwritten notes. Saturday, door knock the 50 doors in the farm. Host open houses Saturday, Sunday, and follow up contact with everyone within 24 hours with a video. And then Sunday, just kind of rest, prepare, reflect, celebrate on the wins, and plan out the week ahead. I want to end off with this, the beliefs that drive the results. If you're not in the right mindset, then you'll never earn the right skill set. I'll say it again. If you're not in the right mindset, you'll never earn the right skill set. And skill set right now is how dominant agents are winning. So I want you to tell yourself this: I'm a professional who helps families. Every call I make serves someone. Approach every dial with service in your heart, not desperation in your voice. Approach every dial with service in your heart, not desperation in your voice. Get rid of that commission breath. Be of service. What's the problem you can solve? I don't find time, I make time. I say it all the time. I don't find time, I just make the time. My calendar equals my character. Protect your 3-hour prospecting block like your commission depends on it, because it does. Your 3-hour prospecting block every single day, a red flag activity we never move, must be protected at all costs, because your commission, your livelihood depends on it. And this is one of my favorites: consistency over intensity, consistency over complacency. 1 appointment a day wins the game. I'll say it again. 1 appointment a day wins the game. You don't need a perfect week. Stack the days. The math takes care of itself. You don't need a perfect week. Stack the days. The math takes care of itself. The 100 by 100 commitment block looks something like this. Set up your CRM today. Identify your top 100 sphere of influence contacts. Write the list. Block off your calendar this week, 8 to 11. That is non-negotiable, in red. Put it next to it. Nothing gets booked during that prospecting time. For the first time, maybe in your career, you're listening, you're watching to this. Maybe it's the first time that maybe something is finally ringing. Maybe finally the light bulbs turn on. Be like, you know what? I've heard it time and time again. It's only 100 days. It's not the rest of my life. What happens if I just commit 3 hours, 5 days a week, next 100 days to prospecting? Steve already broke down where to go for prospecting, what to say for prospecting, and how to follow up with those prospects. Let's just do it. Pick your neighborhood farm as well. 200 to 400 homes, 6% turnover rate every Saturday morning, 50 door knocks with market updates and other value propositions. And last, start today. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. 100 appointments, 100 days, 1 decision. Join me next Friday, where I break down the other 5 power moves. I go into advanced objection handling and how to track and scale so that we all hit 100 appointments. Do me a favor. After watching this video, it's going to get uploaded onto our YouTube channel. Just comment the word 100, and I'm going to send you the entire slide deck after next Friday's YouTube Live. Very quickly, Sam asks, how do you get their numbers of expired listings? How do you get their numbers of expired listings? Or are you looking for contact numbers? The best thing to do is go door knock them. So I don't want to call them, right? I know that I'm the best face-to-face, so I will actually door knock, and obviously I have their email address. I hope you found great value in today's YouTube Live. I'm going to tell you next Friday is going to be just as supercharged. Let's start today, not next week, with a 100 appointment challenge in 100 days. You have a great framework, a great foundation, a great mindset, working on the skill set to book 100 appointments in 100 days and make that GCI target absolutely outrageous, and let's crush it. Hope you all have a great Friday, great weekend. You know the drill. Be great, be kind, everyone. Take care. Peace.